All right, here's chapter 7, homework question number 6. Researchers found that a person in a particular country spent an average of 4.4 hours per day or a day watching TV in 2010. Assume the population standard deviation is 1.8 hours per day. A sample of 37 people averaged 4.7 hours of television viewing per day. Does this result support the findings of the study? So what we have to do is, again, we'll start with what we know. We know that the population mean was 4.4 hours. We know that the population standard deviation is 1.8 hours. We know we had a sample size of 37 and X bar, or the sample mean, of 4.7. So this is just another way of asking us, what is the probability that given these population parameters that we would find this statistic, this sample mean in a given sample. Okay, so again, the first thing we have to do is find the standard error of the mean. And again, we find the standard error of the mean by taking the population standard deviation and dividing that by the square root of our sample size. Then we can find the z-score of that by taking X bar minus the mean of the sample means. And again, if we have a big enough sample, bigger than 30, then we can use our population mean. And then dividing that by the standard error of the mean. So recognize on this one, we didn't have to worry about a finite population correction factor because our population is made up of people who watch TV, which is a huge population. And so having a sample of 37 is nowhere near 5% of that giant population. Anyway, so there's our z-score, 1.01379. And then we can find the probability. And this one, we're actually going to need the probability of greater than when we get to it. So it asks us for the z-score, 1.01. And then it asks us for our probability that X bar is greater than 4.7. So again, if I use norm.s.distribution, put in my z-score, comma true, that will give me the probability that is less than that point. And then the probability that is greater than will be 1 minus the probability that is less than. So 0.1553. And then it's going to ask us, does this result support the findings of the study? And so if our probability of 15.5% is greater than the 5% sort of threshold for us deciding whether or not it supports it, so that means that the result supports the findings of the study. And there we go. That was question number 6.